Hey guys, welcome back. We are back after a long Christmas break. One thing real quick, the link you see on the top where it says donation link, that's actually wrong. Extra Life makes you sign up as a new thing every time and it wouldn't let me use my name again. I don't know why. But anyway, the appropriate link if you wanted to jump in on the 2021 donations is in the donation in the description correctly. So there you go. But anyway, enough of that. This is the last video that the sound is messed up on. I got it fixed after this, and then, yeah, we'll go back to the pseudo live stream. This one's going to be edited down a little bit. For one thing, there's a huge chunk that's like 2 hours long of me farming that you don't need to watch, so I'll just get to the important bit. But anyway, with that done, let's go get the burning bow. But first, let's get a new skill. Traveler. It's a weird one. It does damage based on the last 3 digits of your step counter, kind of. The first time you use it, it will do damage based on the in-game step counter. But after that, it starts its own step counter, which you cannot see. And there's like math and stuff involved, but really it only does good damage between 990 and 999. And then once it gets to 1k, it resets to 1. So the first time you use it at 990. That'll give you a good idea where it is based on the in-game step counter. And if it gets off at some point, which it will, just run circles to 990 again, use it, and then you'll be set up to use it again properly for the damage at the next 1,000 or so steps. It's not really that difficult to keep track of. It's not something you'll use all the time, obviously, but it is handy if you're trying to take out something like the birds that have the burning bow, or it's a nice opening on a boss or something like that. I did go and pick up one of the hunts, but I didn't get all of them because they'll be getting in my way for what I'm wanting to do here, so don't worry about grabbing the hunts just yet. Of course, you could go talk to Kitten again if you're, wanting to do that quest. But enough messing around. Let's go get the bow. So the big birds that I was warning about earlier, not to attack them because they'll mess you up. Over in the Western Sand, it's also in the Eastern Sand, I think. They have the burning bow, but it's an extremely low chance to drop, and you're gonna have to kill a bazillion of these things. So what you're gonna want to do is turn off your Gambits, and that way you'll only attack the one thing you mean to attack, which is the bird. That way you can get a chain going and better chance of better loot. At this point in the game, these birds probably will still mess you up. Actually, they're not a pushover at all. But that's what Traveler is good for. You can use that to just blast them like this. So you see the damage there was 9,980. That's because Vaughn took a few steps while the thing was charging, so that's something to keep in mind when you go to use it. That almost didn't work. 2 more steps and it would have been messed up, because that was 998 steps. So anyway, that's a very good use of Traveler. And I killed some wolves there because I don't know what I was thinking. But anyway, the connection here between the Dalmascan Western Sand and the Ogrians, the Sand Sea, is a really good place to respawn those birds because you got to zone 2 zones away to make them respawn. So you go into the place with the red crystal, go into the Sand Sea, come back out, and the bird's back again. That way you don't have to run all over the place. So whether you're using Traveler or Shades of Black is a good option, or the Knots of Rust if you can make that work with a high hit point character, then whatever method you want to use, or if you got the Seitengrat from the airship or whatever, then that will definitely work. Just take out about 30 of these things in a row, like in a chain, and it should drop. I did end up resorting to using the Seitengrat, but there you go. Burning bow. Used a more powerful bow to get a lesser bow for reasons. Actually, there's a very good reason. So this game's got a ton of hidden stats. The burning bow adds 50% damage to your fire things. I don't know if it's spells exactly or all skills, but fire related stuff. So you're holding the burning bow and you cast Ardor, it's going to do massive damage. And if you have oil on them first, that'll do extra damage, which makes Ardor do 200% damage. So with the burning bow, Fran, who's an archer and red mage, is now the most powerful fire user in the game. Alright, so with that out of the way, that took entirely too long. Let's go do some side quests and access a new area where we can get all the good stuff. First thing you're gonna want to do is run over to the village in the Easter Sand and talk to some people here. Tamagotchi here tells you that you got some issues with the people across the beach and so forth, so on. And he offers to take you across if you'll solve the problem. So you go ahead and follow him across and see some stuff going on. Their missing son Dran was somebody terrorizing the village. Yeah, I think I might know where he is. So yeah, the hunt we did earlier for the cactoid flower or whatever, that's a prerequisite for this hunt. So say you'll go look for him, go back across the beach, or the river. Talk to the lady here, she'll tell you that she threw the flower out behind her house. Let's go back there and grab it. Apparently getting chopped up and turned into a medicine doesn't hurt these things at all. Just kind of scary. And he'll follow you back across and all is well. There's a Cartographer Moogle here you can get a map from. You definitely should do that. And I don't think that they really intend for you to continue going through this area of the game just yet, but this is totally what we're doing. A lot of the enemies on this side of the river there are going to be pretty tough, even at this point with our cheater items or whatever, unless you did some serious grinding. But also, the chests in this area have good things. This one here in the water will have the Demon's Bane, or when it doesn't give you gil. Forgot what this one has in it. This one over here will have the Gladius if you haven't gotten it yet. This one here has bone armor in it when it spawns. And there's one in the middle where I'm running around looking that didn't spawn in that has the bone helmet. This one over here has the hammerhead, which is a super powerful axe. So if one of your characters is a foe breaker, it's a good weapon for them. So I'll just run in and out several times until I get the chest to drop what I want. There we go, that one dropped the bone mail. And that one dropped the bone helm. So your tanky guys, your foe breakers, your knights, I think that actually might be the only two, can use that bone gear, which does half damage from dark damage, which is really nice. I'm not sure if wearing two of them stacks so you get 0 from dark damage, but we will definitely find out later because we're going somewhere where there's a bunch of undead skeletons. But let's go collect some more loot. I did end up getting the Demon's Bane just to show you. It would have been in the Tomb of Wraithwall earlier, but 51 attack power, one-handed, no element, no bonuses of any kind. I don't know if the developers nerfed that thing or what, but it's kind of garbage. I don't know why they would have taken it out of the tomb. Even at that point, it wouldn't have been any good. Maybe if you were playing legitimately it would be, but it's only Swords 5. Nothing special on there, I don't know. It's been a while since I played the original PS2 version. But I do remember that thing being a lot better than that. There is a zone here to the Damascus Wester Sand, but you can't go through there right now because there's a boss in the way that it won't let you fight at the moment. There you go. Sandstorm blocks your advance. You probably wouldn't want to fight that boss right now anyway. So once you're done making all that stuff respawn, you're ready to go to the next area. Just head north along this path. Try to avoid the very angry dinosaur, or you could kill it if you want. Definitely strong enough at this point. These other chests may have things in them. I'm not positive, but nothing spawned for me, so it's not really worth my while. Now this area is just absolutely loaded with goodies. All the different chests around here. This one here on the far left of the entrance has an obelisk, which is a pole for a monk. The chest to the right of the entrance, which didn't spawn in here, has some mage gear. I'll show you when it does spawn. The chest down here by these two birds, which didn't spawn in, has Viking mail, which is like a medium armor. It's pretty good actually. This one up here on the plateau will have Berserker Bracers. We could have stolen those earlier in trial mode, but wasn't super important. But now that we have them, we'll go ahead and give them to Bosch once he learns how to use them. I forgot what stat bonuses being in Berserk gives you. I know you're a little faster and you hit a little harder, but I don't know the exact numbers and I really can't be bothered to look it up. I just know that it's some and it's pretty nice. That chest does not respawn. It's a one shot, you get those bracers and that's it. The rest of these ones, like this one here, could have something good in it. Could have the remedy, could have money. Let's go up and mess with the rock here. It'll fall and make a bridge for you, which is pretty nice for running circles farming. This chest over here on the far right as you're going back down has a diamond shield, I think. I'll show you when it gets there. So you may end up spending about a half an hour here making these chests respawn to get all the stuff. Some of them you want, or you may want multiples of, like the I think it's a demon shield or diamond shield, something like that. There's diamond armor, which is basically the same as the bone mail, but without the undead defense thing, the dark damage. You may want 2 of those, that kind of thing. You might want several of the shields. So you probably be here about a half hour running circles, making these respawn. Thankfully, though, most of the enemies are green. They're not going to attack you. The wolves can be ignored or killed in one hit. Oh, there you go, dragon shield. That's what kind of shield it is. And then the one chest by the rock you knocked down has diamond armor. But anyway, once you've gathered all that stuff, go ahead and exit out to the north, and there's some more good stuff to get. The Mosforan High Waste. This place is, I don't know if I'd say it's more dangerous or not. I mean, it's not bad. There's a couple enemies here that are rough, like the werewolf dudes. But if you've done trial mode, you can handle them. So in this area, you're going to want to run up to the top section there, and that little nook that's off to the side. Right up in there. And that chest will have 28 gil. No, a sword drops from there. One sec. There we go. I am not even going to try to pronounce that, but there it is. It is a really, really good katana for Vaughn or any other, I think it's Bushi that can use it. Anyway, katanas are awesome because they combo. They are two-handed. They take up both your slots. You can't use a shield, which is not fun, but they combo, which is real good because they'll get in like 8 hits sometimes, and their damage is very high, and they're very fast. So that's definitely worth grabbing. After that, you can just go ahead and run on up to the village. That's the northwest exit. The little settlement here has the kind of stuff you'd expect it to have, but more importantly, up here to the north section is this chest. It's got thief cuffs. Those are super nice when you're trying to steal stuff. But don't forget to grab the red crystal while you're here so you can teleport back whenever you want to. Exit out this way to the northeast. And there's a chest down here, this one here. It has a sword called the Avenger. It's, I don't know, the way the weapons are done in this game, where they're spread out, it doesn't make much sense to me. I don't think it's very good, maybe in some situations, but I will grab it just to show it to you. There you go. And it's on hit Berserk. I mean, yeah. Well, if you got something like mages or something that are super annoying and you can't get rid of them, then that's good, because if they're Berserk, then they resort to physical attacks and they can't really do their cool tricks. That's really good on bosses that try to heal and stuff. But anyway, can't get up there right now. That's a different side quest we'll do later. You can go ahead and grab that teleport crystal. Save the game over here, because why not? And exit out to the north. In this little split area here, the higher path, which is the southern path on the map, that's not confusing, has two chests that are worth grabbing. It is also populated by extremely annoying birds that you can't reach, and we don't have telekinesis yet, so you're going to need to use your casters and your ranged people. If you got anybody using bows, poles, spears, pretty much anything but a sword. But these two chests up here are going to have the diamond armor to go with the diamond helm you got in the other area. And you see it's defense 40, no element. It's basically the same as the bone mail, maybe a little bit better defense without the dark protection. I don't know what might use light damage on you, but you wouldn't want to use bone mail if that's the case, if you're getting hit with light damage. So it's a nice alternative. Second chest has a set of black garb in it, which is your diamond armor equivalent for your caster, essentially. That is to go with the black cowl you found in the other area. So might want to grab 3 of those, I suppose. Well, if your body's set up like mine, you're gonna want 3. This next area, that only has 1 chest worth anything. Right at the end here, it's got a metal jerkin, which is it's all right, I guess. It's not bad. It's for light armor anyway. It's not bad at all. Light armor 7. So if you want those, that's where that one is. But I have those Viking coats, so I'm not really going to worry about it. And if we continue on away from the high waste, we will enter the Salika Wood. So this place is not dangerous yet. It gets worse later. There's also a different wooded area that's not safe. About the worst thing you're going to find in here right now is the Marlboros and the bomb enemy that I've mentioned several times in different videos. That's alright though, I got a surprise for him. So the map for this area, you just run through right up here and go around the corner, you'll see the urn. There's not really a lot of stuff to get in here, not much to worry about. I mean, you can run around and explore if you want. About the only real important thing here is the red save crystal, so you can teleport. Near the red save crystal in that same zone, right over here, is the charm skill, which is, I've never liked the charm skill in any sort of JRPGs I've played. It just doesn't really seem to be all that useful. Except for maybe Divinity Original Sin 2. You can really mess with them by charming them in that. So now what you're going to want to do is save your game and set up your Gambits however you like. Doesn't really matter too much. The most important thing is that you have one of these meteorites. It's the one that says a chondrite, whatever, the species of meteorite found in Plenty, right? That's a lie. You don't get that one. You get the one above it more often. Anyway, this is the one you want. This boss is super annoying because it summons a bunch of little helper guys. They cast fire on him, which heals him, and then he'll detonate them to cause massive damage to you and heal himself. And then every time he gets down to 25% hit points, he uses Renew, which is not a spell, it's a skill, and it cannot be blocked, and it heals him to full, and it's ridiculous. You can try to ignore his little helper dudes and just damage race him to death, which works if you're strong enough. Or you can throw this meteorite at him, because for some reason this thing is vulnerable to disease, and what disease does is it lowers your max HP. So he's taking all kinds of damage, but he doesn't realize it because his percentage isn't going down, his max is going down, and eventually his max will reach 0. So there you go, that's the easy way to beat him. As far as what gambits and skills and whatnot to use, if you have set up Traveler, this would probably be a good point to use it. Obviously, don't use fire on it. Oil's pretty bad. You might want to worry about getting oil taken off. Obviously, have one of your casters heal constantly. Have somebody who's not the caster set up to throw them Phoenix Downs and Ethers when they need them. There's not really a whole lot. Just put disease on him and just go to town. That's what you gotta do. That's the important thing. If you don't know where to get those meteorites, you put on the diamond armlet and start opening chests all over the place. Meteorites are the rare drop, but I mean, there's like 30 chests per zone, so go nuts. And once you beat him, bomb rolls into the blockage and blows it open. And now you can continue on out if you want. It is at this point in the game, if you were playing the original PS2 version or an emulated PS2 version, you would definitely continue on out, because that will lead you straight to the Necro Hall of whatever I can't pronounce, and that is where the Zodiac Spear is if you didn't mess up and open the wrong chest in the process, and that's like the most powerful item in the game, and it's what this version of the game is named after. But in this version, they moved it. It's not there. By the time you get it, it doesn't really matter, which is why I didn't make anybody a spear user. And there's not really any other reason to go up there. You can get the Maximilian Armor. It's the best or the second best armor in the game, but it's a drop or a rare steel. I don't remember which. It doesn't matter because everything in that place would wreck you right now. The only reason to go up there at this point in the game is to get the Zodiac Spear, which isn't there. So instead of that, we're going to teleport away and maybe do some hunting. On the way back to town, though, we're going to take this other exit here out of the high waste. And this leads to the back way through whatever this place is called. Wow, my brain just went blank there. Maybe you talk to these guys and they're like, oh, if you go through, we're not going to let you back go the other way. You don't have to worry about that. See that lady squatting, July? Talk to her. That will start a side quest. Go over to the little Moogle here and rent yourself a chocobo. And immediately turn around and rush the guards with the chocobo. You notice their names? Gotta have Biggs and Wedge in every single one. Even if you mess their names up a little bit. So anyway, yeah, that dude hates chocobos and runs away, and that opens the passage for you, which, sure, is nice, I guess. It just doesn't really matter. More importantly, it started the July quest. That's something we can't do until later, but we needed to start it here, so might as well while we're on our way back to town. So at this point, there are a ton of hunts available. I did not pick them up earlier because I wanted to section them up into different videos. And if I had picked them up, I would have been running into these things on the way of doing all this other stuff. So I'm going to do those in the next one. But if you want to, if you're following this as like some kind of walkthrough, watch the next video, then come back and do this section after you've picked up the hunts, because you can do 2 in 1 while you're at it. But I'm going to do the hunts in the next one. Of course, as always, thanks for watching, everyone. I'll catch you on the next one.